It's August 19th, 2024, and after weeks of grinding, 10x finally beat No Place for Fire, the hardest level in the entire game. Then, out of completely nowhere, someone beat the level after only 3 weeks of it being on the servers. And well, I think some people know where this is going, because that person is called the AJ Live, the most infamous player in the entire game. The AJ Live started playing the game back when the game first released, and he quickly rose to the top of the leaderboard, beating 100 spotlight levels within 2 weeks. He was also very respected within the community. He subscribed to the highest tier from the BFDI branches Patreon, and he even became a beta tester for the game, meaning that he could get access to a new update before the public could. After he beat No Place for Fire, massive congratulations poured throughout the community, but there was a catch. He forgot to record the completion of the level, and the only evidence of him beating it was the clear screen that he had posted on Discord. But people didn't suspect anything yet. Top player Supersonico suggested that he stream himself playing the level to prove his consistency, and thus prove his legitimacy. If he could get at least somewhat far into the level, then that would prove that he had the necessary skill to beat the level beforehand. But this suggestion will remain as just an idea for the time being. Most of the community had already saw his completion as legit due to his high placement on the leaderboard, but that wasn't the case for the best players of the game. They wanted definitive proof that he had beaten it, and AJ was reluctant to give any. And with the amount of suspicion that had arisen among these few top players, would be enough to result in the creation of a new group chat on Discord on September 16, 2024, called the Government of Branches. The Government of Branches was created by Barfi, the main programmer of the game. Also invited along were Mixed Program, GT Nacho, Supersonico, and some others, most notably RobTop, the creator of Geometry Dash. Their main goal was simple: to find evidence that AJ had cheated his completion of No Place for Fire. Their first date to go off of was that on the same day the group chat was made, 10x, who was one of the members of the Government of Branches, was finally able to get AJ Live to stream himself playing the level. Which, yeah, for basically the entire time he was screen sharing, he was constantly dying to the first few jumps of the level, which is considered to be one of the easiest sections of the level. 10x was able to go way farther than AJ in just a single attempt. Later, Barfi, who had access to the game's database, where he could literally do anything, exported a sheet containing every single one of AJ's level completions. And basically, the community found out that AJ had cheated every single one of his difficult level completions, including No Place for Fire. Notice anything weird about the string of clears that happened on September 1st, 2024? I'll give you some time. It's the fact that he beat the levels mere minutes between one another, which is simply impossible. Compared to other top players, this was very suspicious. Any level beyond D7 requires at least some trial and error to beat, especially D9 levels, where even the best players take hours, days, or even weeks just to beat one, and there are even more examples of him clearing large amounts of levels in mere minutes. The earliest ones dates back to July 4th, just 11 days after the game's release. But also on July 4th, AJ posted a video on Discord to show off an audience retention mod he made.
It's not nap time, Stewie. Wake up.
But what's important about this video? At 1 minute and 3 seconds in the video, you can see that AJ faces right through an enemy and somehow does not take any damage, which is simply not possible unless you have a no damage mod. From this, we can conclude that AJ used the mod to illegitimately complete levels, and that he either forgot to disable it or simply didn't care to. Also on the same day, AJ figured out a way to give the player negative health, which also results in the player becoming invincible. And somehow the evidence just keeps on going. On June 27th, 2024, GD Nacho, another programmer for the game, hosted a live stream of himself playing viewer-requested levels and spotlighting them. One of them was called Flying Fiasco 2. GD Nacho played it for a bit before spotlighting the level to be a D8, since he wanted to rate more levels before the stream ended. However, it was later found that the level is humanly impossible. And who do you think was that person who made this? In response to this, AJ deleted the level and responded with a hilariously fake story. And yes, the evidence still keeps on going. On October 16th, 2024, AJ posted an image of a decompiled version of branches on Discord. While this image seems innocent, the keen-eye among you may have already noticed that there is a particularly weird asset at the top called level completion GUI, which is not an asset in the game's files according to Barfi, meaning that AJ most likely scripted it himself. And according to the name, it looks like that AJ was most likely beating the levels with the click of a button. This is proven by the fact that AJ also has an impossibly fast time on a level called I Hate You, which not even a task could even get close to this time. And at this point, I think you get the idea. So that leaves us with one question: why on earth did AJ Live cheat in the first place? Only current explanation on why AJ Live cheated was that on July 4th, the exact same day AJ started cheating, Barfi accidentally uploaded an incorrectly sized background for a couple of minutes. The same background that AJ was able to purchase before it was removed. We assumed that AJ wanted to show off this background, so he wanted to get on top of the leaderboard. Therefore, he cheated a ton of difficult levels to climb up as fast as possible. The AJ Live finally got banned on December 27, 2024. But the story still isn't over, because the reason why AJ got banned was because of 10x, and he got banned for it. The reason why? Well, it has to do with AJ being a playtester for the game, and the fact that no one other than the people in the government of branches knew about all of this evidence. You see, the government of branches didn't want to confess AJ right away. They wanted to wait until the 0.2 update dropped, due to the fact that they were scared that AJ would leak the update. But 10x, for some reason, decided to leak all of the evidence before the update was released, basically forcing them to confess AJ right then and there. And because of this, 10x was banned from the BFDI branches Discord server. And because of this, the owner of MPFF changed from 10x to Paeo, who was believed to have helped in the creation of this level. But later, Paeo stated that he did not contribute to the creation of the level at all. So the level owner was changed to an account made by Team Branches, Archive, along with 10x's other level, 5 Jumps to Branches. And now that we've finally finished talking about the AJ Live, let's look back at what happened from August to December. We missed quite a lot here. First of all, the current 2nd and 4th hardest levels were made, Unnamed Rhombus level and Botanic Garden, in October and December respectively, made by Supersonico and Jin Rich Tumbi respectively. BFDI Branches Plus was released and made by Lapis, and the beta version of Branchless, a website that sorts the hardest levels by difficulty, and the Branches Merger tool, which merges levels, were made and released by Supersonico in October. And finally, Battle for Collab Island, a Giga collab with 42 builders, was released and hosted by Supersonico and Jackie Russi in late December. You may have also noticed that I didn't mention any new updates. Well, you see, there had been a single new update since update 0.1.3 back in June of 2024. But after over half a year, not 1, not 2, but 4 new updates were released within the span of only a week. And there's not much to say here, other than that they added a lot of Christmas-themed stuff. If you want to see the full list, there's a link in the description for that. Also, remember when I said that No Place for Fire is a D9 level? Well, in version 0.1.4, one of the new updates, a new difficulty was added, D10, and No Place for Fire was bumped up to that difficulty, and thus there are now 11 difficulties in the game. And that's the end of the history of this game, at least for 2023 and 2024. Yes, there were a ton of accomplishments this year, but what if I told you that 2025 is even crazier in terms of the achievements that were made, new updates, and much, much, much more. You haven't seen anything yet.